for just $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
It is a beautiful day for baseball in the Windy City as two iconic teams prepare for Game 2 of their series in a legendary ballpark. The Yankees are coming off a win in the opener, and they get more rotation help back today. Let's set the stage as the New York Yankees take on the Chicago Cubs on a Saturday afternoon at Wrigley Field. Great to have you back with us in our Yes Network studio. Bob Lorenz and Todd Frazier with you. I promised you all weekend you get bonus Frazier coverage. So we're going to get you back out to Chicago in just a bit. But Yankees rotation bolstered today, Todd. Let's take a look at some moves they had to make. Clark Schmidt is back. He'll pitch today. Ian Hamilton back in the bullpen, activated from the injured list. Ron Marinaccio to make room for Hamilton, option to AAA, and then Phil Bickford and Nick Birdie designated for assignment. But the big news is Clark Schmidt and what he can do for them today.
Yeah, and I think he's got that arsenal of pitchers that he's going to dominate today. You think about what Luis Hill did yesterday, round 2 coming up for the youngster to get after the game and do what he does best. We know Nestor Cortez is in the background waiting, but we don't want to see Nestor today. We want to see Clark go as long as he can, and fortunate for him, the batters have been hitting a little bit, and the Yankees are looking pretty darn good.
All right, so he will be pitching to Austin Wells, and for Wells, we know that he's a good catcher, know that he's good at pitch framing, but the bat has really come along, and since moving into the leadoff spot, he's better than a 300 hitter.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me, cleanup spot.
Yeah, no, exactly. He's batting .316 with an on-base percentage of .381, and I talked about this earlier. When you're comfortable, all of a sudden things just come a little bit easier. Is he going to get 40 home runs? No, but he's going to go out there as a 4-hole hitter and get that single like you did yesterday for 2 RBIs to help the guys in front of him, the Judge and the Sotos of the world. He did very well, and he's calling pitches well, and he solidified that #1 spot.
Really good at bats, too, against lefties, as we saw yesterday, just taking that pitch the other way to knock in 2. So as a cleanup hitter this season, Austin Wells, a .316 hitter, 5 homers, 23 runs batted in, some really good slug as well. We will step aside for just a moment, and when we come back, more on Clark Schmidt as he takes the mound for the first time in a long time, kind of calling it his second season. Stick around for that.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform here and here. Make a statement while barely making a sound. And command the road, as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters.
Dear non-stick surface, you're great for scrambling eggs, but to drive on, good thing we have amazing traction. Let's bond. Toyota all-wheel drive vehicles.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Okay, guys, take it away. We need new
Yoga
sound
mats
bowls.
for cats.
Steph, did we miss anything?
Recap sent.
Are you ready for your first day of school?
Yes.
Actually, no.
Back to school, back to Kohl's. In every generation, there are those who question the status quo. Questions like, why can't chicken be slow roasted? Why can't I have shredded purple cabbage? Why can't my quesadilla have cheese inside and out? And where's my avocado verde salsa? The new era of chicken is here to stay. The Cantina Chicken Menu, only at Taco Bell.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Yankees and Cubs get set to go in Game 2 of this series. Yanks win the opener 3-0. You see the wind blowing in. Gusts up to 23 miles per hour today. Clark Schmidt taking the mound. We've talked about that, Todd. And you wonder what his emotions are going to be like. Like, is he going to have to be like a horse coming out of the chute because he's so excited to be back on the mound?
Yeah, I think he just has to be himself. He knows the pitches he has, and I think that knuckle curveball, which opponents right now are batting 146 off that pitch, is his equalizer. So start with that heater, that cutter, that sinker that he knows how to throw. I know he's going to be excited. He's a young guy. He's going to be excited like Luis Hill was. But go out there determined and understand the defense has your back. The wind has your back.
Yeah.
Get those ground balls.
He's not thinking pitch count probably, but is he thinking, I want to push, I don't want to nibble, I want to go deeper into this game?
And I think the comfort of him is understanding Nestor Cortez has his back. So go out there, pitch 5 or 6 innings, and do your job.
Expecting to see both pitchers today. After a break, we get you out to Chicago. Michael K., John Flaherty with the call. Meredith Marakovich reporting. Todd and I look forward to seeing you on the postgame.
That day is here. Yankees, Red Sox.
Verdugo. How can you not enjoy that? Strike 3.
Driven deep to center field. A long home run from Aaron Judge. Back-to-back home runs. Judge and Wells and O'Neill. He went out of the park too. Left too.
Thursday night football on Prime. It's on.
Ready to have some fun? This week, it's Buffalo versus Miami as Thursday Night Football is back. Stream Thursday Night Football, only on Prime.
Today, let's paint with Behr, America's most trusted paint brand.
Wait, we don't have Behr.
Do we need that?
Well, is yours a paint and primer?
It just says ain't.
You bought ain't.
Well, with Behr, you can paint a whole room for under $100. How much did you spend?
Like a lot more.
Oh.
I thought you said you researched this.
Aren't all paints the same?
No, they're not. Don't overpay for your next project. Get Behr quality at an everyday low price. Only at the Home Depot.
I'm Patriotic Kenny.
And hi, I'm Amanda on TikTok.
My scooter broke down. I went into a depression.
How do you feel about that?
Pretty sad.
And I posted it to show that Kenny's not always happy. Within 24 hours, people had donated over $5,000.
Oh, you're kidding.
We set up the Patriotic Kenny Foundation to give mobility scooters to veterans.
It has changed my life tremendously.
None of this would have happened without TikTok.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling,
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by FanDuel. New FanDuel customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. By Buick, visit your local Tri-State Buick dealers. And by the New York Lottery, get out there and play. Another full house here at Wrigley on the north side of Chicago. The Cubs have taken the field. The wind is blowing in again, so a challenge for the home run hitters. And on the mound is Javier Assad for the Cubs. So let's take a look at the Yankees starting line that will face him. It's brought to you by TikTok. Gleyber Torres at second base leads off. The right fielder Juan Soto hits second. Hitting third, playing center field Aaron Judge. Middle third of the order, Austin Wells will catch. Giancarlo Stanton will DH and bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing third base Jazz Chisholm Jr. Anthony Rizzo at first base will bat seventh. Nice reception for him yesterday coming back to Wrigley Field. Anthony Volpe at shortstop bats eighth and batting ninth. Playing left field, it's Alex Verdugo.
Well, that lineup going to take care of Javier Assad going through his warm-up tosses. His 26th start of the year, 7-4, 3.21 ERA. We'll check out our Nissan pitcher scouting report on Assad. Good news is that ERA, that's ninth in the National League. Bad news, he's got a walk rate of 9.8%. That is second highest, so a lot of traffic against him. Last 10 starts, he's been giving up the long ball a lot more, and he relies on his sinker, a lot of ground balls, to his success.
Let's check out the Cubs defense behind them, presented by Defender, Happ, Crow, Armstrong, and Bellinger left to right in the outfield. Wisdom, Swanson, Horner, and Bush. That's third to first. Christian Bethancourt, he's behind the plate, catching Assad, and Seiya Suzuki is the DH for the Cubs. Yankees won yesterday by a score of 3-0 behind the great pitching of Luis Heel. And they'll get Clark Schmidt back off the IL today, and he's going to get the start against the Cubs. Gleyber Torres is ready. Javier Assad is ready. And let's do it here in Wrigley. First pitch swung on. Grounded in the hole. Backhanded by Swanson. The throw to first. Not in time. He beat it out in field single.
Well, yesterday we saw Swanson make a similar play on Anthony Volpe, and he did not throw the ball across the diamond. And this is a good sign for Assad, getting a ground ball first. Swanson comes up with the throw, but Gleyber Torres able to beat it out, an infield hit to get things started this afternoon for the Yankees.
Well, he continues to hit out of the leadoff spot. So he'll lead off first, held there by Bush. And here is Juan Soto. Last 2 games, 4 hits and 7 at-bats. And the pitch is high, 1-0.
Well, when you break down Assad and his pitch mix, it's going to be 4-seam fastball, the sinking fastball I've talked about, a cutter, and he throws some curveball sliders. But that is his bread and butter pitch right there, about 90, 91 miles an hour with a sinking fastball. Tries to get a lot of soft contact, a lot of ground balls.
And a strike. Yankees at 81-60. The Cubs 72-69. Home plate umpire is Mark Carlson. Brian Walsh is the first base ump. Dan Merzel at second, and Jordan Baker is the third base ump. And a strike. 3-2.
Well, it's the curveball, the #1 off-speed pitch for Assad that he drops in there for a strike. And the Yankees took the first game of this series. Pitching dominated for the Yankees yesterday. Only 1 hit for the Cubs. 3-0 victory.
Chasing Torres back. Just a beautiful day here in Chicago. A little bit of a chill in the air. Perfect day for baseball. Well, the Cubs thought that was strike 3, but Soto gets ball 4. So first and second for the Yankees, nobody out.
Yeah, Assad likes to run that 2-seamer at the front hip of a lefty, bring it back to the inside corner. And if he's not getting that call from Mark Carlson behind the plate, it might be a long afternoon just off the plate.
And Bethancourt wants to have a talk because he was visibly upset with that ball call. All right, John, it's time for the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers.
Well, the Yankees won the first game and pitching dominated yesterday. Today it's going to be Clark Schmidt backed up by Nestor Cortez, and 125 RBIs for the man who is at the plate right now. The second time he has done that as a Yankee, ties Mickey Mantle. And from the Cubs standpoint, they're going to do a little bit more offensively. Only 1 hit yesterday. They are now 5 games back in that wild card chase.
Judge fouls it back to the screen. Judge has gone 10 games without a home run. Still at 51, obviously, and on pace for 59. Last home run was August 25th against the Rockies. -2.
I'm sure Bethancourt going out to talk to Assad was, okay, we're in trouble here, first and second, but if we can get a ground ball double play, work our way out of this inning. And Aaron Judge thinking the opposite, get a ball up in the air to drive.
Just missed the outside corner.
Michael, that's the pitch right there. If he's not getting that from home plate umpire Mark Carlson, it is going to be a tougher afternoon for Assad. It's a ball. It's off the plate. But if he keeps hitting that spot, he might eventually get it.
That one gets past Bethencourt. Now that erases the double play conventionally, so second and third, nobody out.
Yeah, huge play right there. Bethencourt just looked a little lazy, didn't get in front of that. And for a guy who relies on the ground ball, that's a play that a major league catcher has to block and keep in front. For a guy who relies on the ground ball and the possibility of double plays, that is a huge mistake here in the first.
Wild pitch, that's the way it's scored. Grounded foul.
Well, you're starting to see this a little bit more from Aaron Judge. When he's getting pitches to hit and he's missing them, he's a little more animated. You saw after that foul ball kind of working his way to right center field, like I'm supposed to hit that ball to right center, not roll over it to the left side. Front hip just leaving just a little bit earlier than it had the last couple of months.
Swing and a miss, got him. That's a big strikeout for Assad.
And again, when you watch the replay, it's the front hip that just leaves early. And when that happens, you don't pick up the spin. You start expanding out of the strike zone. And you're right, Michael, that is a huge strikeout for a young right-hander trying to work his way out of trouble.
In at the corners, back at second and short for Wells. 1-0.
Austin Wells, that big hit yesterday in the top of the third inning to drive in a couple of runs, driving the ball the other way. He's starting to gain a reputation as an RBI guy, a run producer. Second and third, one out, get the ball in the air.
Now Stanton's on deck. He is one for his last 15. First base is open. It would be righty-righty, and also another double play candidate. He hits the ball so hard and doesn't run well. Let's see if they give Wells anything to hit. They do. He swings through it. 2-1.
Well, Michael, you mentioned the wind blowing in again, in from left field. Not as stiff of a breeze as yesterday, but still not going to be easy to drive the ball out of here.
That'll get a run in. Horner to Bush. Scoring is Torres. Yankees on the board. They lead 1-0 as Soto advances to third. Let's check out the game time weather presented by Bigelow, the official hot tea of the Yankees. It's 63 degrees. It feels like 70. No chance of rain. Humidity 58%, and the wind is in from left field. That makes pitchers happy, and that makes hitters somewhat miserable. So Wells picks up his 45th ribby. Yankees pick up a run. Here's Stanton. Upstairs, 2-0. I already told you Mark Carlson's behind the plate. He's considered neutral in his 26th big league season. He's the crew chief. More outside strikes, more strikes up and down. Didn't call outside strikes so far. Up the middle, and right there is Horner. Hadn't played perfectly, and that'll do it. If the Yankees get a run on one hit, they lead one. It's the Yankees 1, and the Cubs coming back.
Okay, I need to go. I need to take my daughter to school.
Okay. Hey, but I want you to focus on growth of craze. That'll work. That'll work. I want to work from anywhere.
I don't want to be underestimated.
I want you to focus on growth over grades.
What's under yours? Toyota Tundra.
Right now, lease a new Tundra for just $479 a month or get 1.99% APR for a full 48 months. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Well, the Yankees get a run in the top of the first. Now it's time for the Cubs to come up to bat against Clark Schmidt. This is the order brought to you by TikTok. It's Happ, Bush, and Suzuki at the top of the order. Bellinger, Horner, and Swanson in the middle. Pete Crow Armstrong's in center field batting 7th. Batting 8th, playing third base, Patrick Wisdom. And Christian Bethancourt will catch, and he's going to bat 9th.
Well, there he is, Clark Schmidt out on the mound going through his warm-up tosses. The Yankees happy to have him back in the rotation this afternoon. Let's take a look at our Nissan pitcher scouting report. Last time we saw him on a big league mound was May 26th. He had a right lat strain and missed a lot of time. He made 3 rehab starts. The good news, 3.18 ERA in those starts. And is he a starter, or is he going to be a guy who goes to the bullpen? We know that he has experience both as a starter and a reliever. We'll see how the rest of the year plays out, hopefully for the Yankees into the postseason.
So Ian Happ will dig in against Schmidt. Schmidt's been itching to get back on the mound, and the pitch is outside. 1-0.
Well, when a pitcher misses as much time as Schmidt has missed, you worry about his location, but he walked 2 in 11 innings in his 3 rehab starts, so it didn't seem to be a problem.
Flash, it's funny you mentioned his location. When I spoke to him the other day, he told me he was pleasantly surprised with the way the ball was coming out of his hand, and he felt his command was way better than he perhaps anticipated after that 3-month layoff. He just talked about how excited he was to get back out there, and said maybe in years past he would go out there and try to do too much, be a little overamped, but he said now he's just going to go out there and throw the way he knows that he can.
Well, before he got hurt, he was on the way to making an all-star team. That's how good he was. But the right lat strain took him out of commission for a long time.
And he had been pleading with the Yankees and Aaron Boone to bring him back sooner. But as we know, they have a process, and they want to make sure he's right at the right time of the year. His last rehab start, he threw 67 pitches, so expect him to be hovering right around the 70-pitch mark today. And then you're going to see Nestor Cortez.
Count 3-2 on Happ.
We know Clark Schmidt likes to cut the baseball in on lefties. The slider and the knuckle curve are the weapons.
And he walked him. All right, let's check out the Yankee defense presented by Defender. It's Verdugo, Judge, and Soto in the outfield left to right. Infield, Chisholm, Volpe, Torres, and Rizzo. That's third to first. Wells behind the plate. Stanton's at DH. Schmidt is the starter. So here's Michael Bush. One 1-0. Happ leads off first. In the times that these two teams have matched up throughout the years, the Yankees are 25-6 against the Cubs. That's the best record of any team against another team. And that includes 8-0 in 2 World Series. Yankees have not been at Wrigley Field since 2017. But the way the schedule is now, you'll come back every 2 years. Cubs will play at Yankee Stadium next year, and then in 2026, Yankees will be here again.
Well, you get the feeling, too, this is going to be a series that all Yankee fans are going to circle on their calendar. Come to Chicago, enjoy a couple of games at Wrigley. The special places in all of Major League Baseball.
Ground ball, Torres. There's one, no return. Let's take a look at Schmidt's arsenal this year on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Well, he throws the cutter a lot, the sweeper, the sinker, the knuckle curve, and an occasional changeup, but a lot of pitches that move into the lefties, away from the righties, the sweeper and the knuckle curve, the big swing and miss pitches.
Here is Seiya Suzuki. You can strike out Suzuki. He's a good hitter, but he has a 27.4% strikeout rate. 9th highest in the National League.
Well, you can see in this first inning, Clark Schmidt may be a little pumped up. I'm sure a lot of extra adrenaline getting back on a big league mound. And the easy thing to say from a pitcher-catcher relationship, okay, let's slow it down here in the first inning. Not that easy to do these days with the pitch clock.
Two and one. And Bellinger on deck. Knocked the mask off of Wells.
You see this a lot with Austin Wells behind the plate. A lot of foul balls catching the mask. It gets him just off of the side. Mark Carlson, home plate umpire, giving him a little extra time to regroup. Looks like he's going to be okay.
Swing and a miss. There's a strikeout we talked about. 2 away.
First strikeout of the afternoon. Wells wants the pitch off the plate, but it clips the outside corner with a cutter. Swing and a miss.
And the pitch to Bellinger's up and away. Snap throw to first. Bush is back. And the pitch. 2-1. It's 1-0 Yankees, just underway here at Wrigley. Foul back. Now, this is a very small booth, John, and the original plan today was to have Meredith sit between us because from what we read, we really hate each other. So.
Well, I just want to make sure we're okay because I felt like yesterday we got along just like we always get along. But after the game, I heard we don't like each other. So are we all right?
I love you. We're great.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to go love, but I really like you a lot.
Here we go. There we go. Now it's going to be written again.
It's already starting. Guys, you would not believe the chatter in the clubhouse today about the two of you.
Are you serious?
A lot of people wanted to know, was it real?
Love each other.
Look at that.
Love each other.
I mean, John and I go back and forth like that all the time.
All the time.
Runner was going on the 3-2, and that'll do it.
Let's shake on it.
Now let's really hug it out.
It's so nice to be back.
There you go. Yeah, take those stories and.
Good morning. I want to engage the team.
I want us to think really big on this one, guys.
I want to close this deal. I love it.
Right?
What? Perfect right there.
Right? I'm obsessed.
You got it, yes.
Love your work. Thank you.
Yes, I love that.
Trains. Trains that sense what isn't on the schedule. Trains that use the power of Dell AI and Intel to see hundreds of miles of tracks, clearing the way so you arrive exactly where you belong.
From knead the dough to knead it now. So many ways to save. Life ready, wallet happy. That's 365 by Whole Foods Market.
World, the time has come to push the button. World, the time has come to push the button.
And if they don't always go that way.
Well, let's check out FanDuel's live same-game parlay. New FanDuel customers can get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today. Real nice moment as Chisholm came up to the plate. He just hugged Bethencourt. They were teammates beginning of the year with the Marlins. And there's a strike, 1-1. 1-0 Yankees. We've played one at Wrigley Field. Chisholm was out early today, taking ground balls at third. He constantly works on it every single pregame. You know, his third base prowess is a work in progress. He's new there. He makes some extraordinary plays, some he doesn't make, and you know, if work has anything to do with it, he'll become very good. He's got the athletic ability to it.
Well, he got off to such a great start defensively and then went through a little rough stretch like everybody does at this level. But of course, when you're new to the position, it's going to gain a lot more attention. You know, you start looking ahead to his numbers offensively with the double-digit home runs, 33 stolen bases, and the way he's adapted to third base defensively. What a valuable player.
Fly ball left field. Hat back, and on the track makes the play. A lot of power the other way for a lefty batter with the wind blowing in. That was impressive.
Yeah, I was just thinking today's not the day if you're a left-hander to go the other way.
And here he is, Anthony Rizzo. Got all the love yesterday and still getting love today.
This isn't going to go away, right, Michael? You win a World Series here.
I don't think he has to buy dinner here his whole life. Anybody from that team, but he was such a big part of it. In 686 games at Wrigley Field, John, a .291 hitter. They're really giving him an extended standing ovation.
Well, you know, good for Anthony Rizzo and also good for the fans here in Chicago. A nice ovation.
One and 0. One. High fly ball. Left center. And it's dropped. Crow Armstrong dropped it. Rizzo's going for second. And he will make it. Hit well into the gap, but that's a play the center fielder has to make. Should be an E8.
Yeah, Crow Armstrong is known as an excellent defender in center field. And we talked about this yesterday in the day game, and the wind and the sun. There is a lot to deal with if you're an outfielder or an infielder on fly balls or pop-ups. But Crow Armstrong, he got there in plenty of time, just off the end of his glove, and the Yankees catch a break. We'll check out Rizzo driving this ball the other way. We mentioned the wind blowing in. He thinks it's a routine fly ball. And he's going to pick it up a little bit, hustle into second base.
There's a strike to Volpe. 1-1 on Anthony. Anthony 13 for his last 37, hit a .253. Rizzo's on second. Assad is 27 years old from Tijuana, Mexico. Third big league season. His pitching coach, Tommy Hollaby, said he's just a pitcher. Stuff isn't crazy, but man, this guy can pitch. Fouled away.
Well, he must be some sort of a pitcher, Michael, because I talked about that elevated base on ball rate where he's pitching out of a lot of trouble. You look at his numbers, the ERA, 9th in the National League, and you look at his stuff, it's not overwhelming. He's got something going on to pitch out of trouble here at the big league level.
Outside. Well, it's the Cubs pitching that has helped them get on this run, 10-4 in their last 14 games. It's the hitting that's been somewhat questionable, although before yesterday, during their streak, they were scoring about 9 runs a game.
Yeah, it really is impressive what the Yankees did on the mound yesterday with Heel, Cousins, Canely, and Weaver.
Volpe goes around, and he thought it was ball 4. He looks back at Mark Carlson and says, really?
This is one of those situations Aaron Boone's not going to be happy with, because in the first inning there were a few pitches off the plate away. Mark Carlson did not call them. That pitch looked like it was off the plate away, and Anthony Volpe a strikeout victim. Take another look. It's off the plate.
And that definitely wasn't a swing. Here's Verdugo. And he grounds it to first, grabbed there by Bush, takes it himself, steps on the bag, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. Let's go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Yanks.
If it's always been a dream to go to Paris, why stay in a hotel on the touristy side of Paris? Get an Airbnb on the Paris-y side of Paris.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. Hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday.
Name one other restaurant with bourbon barbecue from a drive-thru.
That is wonderful.
We got chicken. We got...
As a successful CFO, I have one secret to help you build wealth. You need to be careful who you listen to when it comes to financial decisions. I'm not a CFO. And this is not a penthouse. It's a Nerd Wallet commercial. I'm not even human.
When it comes to your finances, listen to the nerds. We've researched and reviewed thousands of financial products to help you make smarter decisions.
Nerds.
Everybody wants super straight, super white teeth. They want that Hollywood white smile. New Sensodyne Clinical White provides 2 shades whiter teeth and 24/7 sensitivity protection. I think it's a great product.
Hey, it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Now, today's picture was submitted by Ashley. She and the whole family had a great time cheering on the Yankees down in Texas. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Mention yes and pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game.
You got to believe on the Pinstripe Pride coming up, there's going to be some pictures from Wrigley Field. Right, a lot of families saying we spent the weekend in Chicago. Wrigley, what a great place.
Nico Horner leads off. 1-0. Horner, Swanson, and Crow Armstrong here in the bottom of the second. Yankees up 1-0. Schmidt, his first start, coming off the IL. And you heard during the open, the Yankees have another bullpen arm. Ian Hamilton has come off the IL and off his rehab assignment. That's another possibility to close. Yesterday it was Weaver who got the honors in his first big league save. How about his answer yesterday, John? It was so great.
It was so honest.
Yeah.
had so much adrenaline he almost blacked out there. I mean, there aren't too many major league pitchers who would admit to that. But I think at the end of it, when you look at the body of work, his velocity increased a little bit. And it's an intriguing possibility to close out games moving forward.
How about this, though, John? Think about this. Even if he was like kidding on the score a little bit, where he really was hyperbolic about it, it's a different animal. That inning is different. The fact that he had adrenaline, he doesn't have adrenaline like that when he's pitching in the 7th. Because in the 7th, you have a safety net. In the 9th, you don't, as Horner grounds out.
Well, doesn't it go to the analytic world where they say every inning's the same? It doesn't matter if it's the 9th or if it's the 7th. Well, Luke Weaver just told us, no, it's different, and I felt that it was different.
Now, maybe the next time it becomes more normal.
Yes. Aaron Boone was happy with it. He mentioned that after the game.
Yeah, I'm looking over at the marquee booth. They do the Cub games, and there's Jim Deshays, who works with Boog Shambi. And I don't know if you've heard this, John, but the executives at Yes are thinking about that as what we wear next year.
Well,
it's got a big Cub logo. There you go.
If we were fighting yesterday, if you wore that today, we would really be brawling today.
And here I thought they would be friendship sweaters.
High fly ball. Soto makes the play. You know what's interesting is that Marquee, one of the people that started Marquee is Mike McCarthy, who used to run MSG. And he was a big stickler for jackets and ties.
Okay.
They had to wear jackets and ties. And the people in Chicago did not like it. They said they're not in the business and they don't wear jackets and ties anymore. They had to finally relent.
And they relented.
They relented in a big way.
In a huge way.
Also, we have to give some love to Boog Shambi. He's playing hurt, has strep throat. He's taking a lot of antibiotics. Missed yesterday, but he's back.
He's back today. Well, I also need to give you props. You're not playing at 100% today, and you're gutting it out. Appreciate that.
I got to tell you one thing, all right? For those that don't know, so these silly things that were written yesterday, I have an unbelievable case of vertigo and didn't know if I'd be doing the game until right before the game. And John literally walked me from the bus to the elevator because he knew that there was a good chance I was going to fall.
You were in bad shape.
Yeah.
Worried about you. So thank goodness it sounds like everything's going to be all right. But you're playing at about, what, 50% today?
I'd say 38.
38%.
Yeah, 38%. I just don't turn my head and I'm all right. Any quick turn and the play starts.
Well, I'm sure people will say I'm the one who got you sick, so it's my fault.
No, nothing to do with it. You've just been a great help. You think they'll write about this love fest today, John, or not?
No.
No.
No. No.
Swing and a miss. Carl Armstrong down on strikes, and the Cubs down in order. We'll go to the 3rd. Yankees 1 and the Cubs nothing. Right here on the Yes. Jim Deshays is looking like Biggie Smalls.
It's a big match for the National Women's Soccer League, and only the best will win.
Just Godzilla bankroll, stones and chili on. Yo, I ain't got it all. That means I'm barely home. Trailblazer, stay rolling with vengeance. My arts is crafty dogs. Why I stuck with Laffy Taffy, wondering. Get past me. I've been doing this before. Now it's dropping nasty.
So this is pickleball?
Pickle!
Oh, these guys are intense. With E-Trade from Morgan Stanley, we're ready for whatever gets served up.
Dude, you gotta work on your trash talk.
I'd rather work on saving for retirement.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. a hard-working EV with more range than any competitor and the potential to take you anywhere. It's Chevy truck season. Get 1.9% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
You're way shorter than I thought you'd be. There's a shirtless selfie of me by the dumbbells. Here I am. I do air drumming. I'm a competitive air drummer.
Oh, wow.
By the way, I forgot my wallet at home, so sugar mama.
Will you excuse me?
The Hyundai Tucson with advanced tech and safety features. There's joy in every journey. Get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
And there's a strike to Gleyber Torres as we start the third here at Wrigley Field. Infield single for Torres came around to score the Yankees' only run.
Watching Assad here the first 2 innings, we talked about his stuff, the sinking fastball, how he walks a lot, but he works fast. If you're a young pitcher out there, work fast, throw strikes, change speeds, and you will have a chance to be successful. You'll have to be the hardest thrower out there. Just move the baseball around, work quickly, and throw strikes.
Strike 3. Torres down looking.
This is exactly what Assad likes to do. Get ahead in the count and then nibble at the corners and gets that backdoor sinker for a called third strike.
So it's going to bring up Soto. Soto walked in the first inning. And a strike. High fly ball. Right center. Carl Armstrong makes the play, and Bellinger came a little too close since the center fielder gets that ball.
Well, center fielder's priority, just like the shortstop has priority in the infield, but Bellinger making sure he's there just in case.
Also plays center field a lot.
Yeah, center fielder takes priority. He slides behind.
And that's a left field. Hack will make the play. And the Yankees go down in order. 1, 2, 3. And we'll go to the bottom of the third.
As a successful CFO, I have one secret to help you build wealth. You need to be careful who you listen to when it comes to financial decisions. I'm not a CFO. And this is not a penthouse. It's a Nerd Wallet commercial. I'm not even human.
I'm Kate.
When it comes to your finances, listen to the nerds. We've researched and reviewed thousands of financial products to help you make smarter decisions.
Nerds.
Thursday night football on Prime. It's on.
Ready to have some fun? This week, it's Buffalo versus Miami as Thursday night football is back. Stream Thursday night football only on Prime.
Hi, can I have some Mike's, please?
Does this enormous rabbit mean Mike's Hard Lemonade, Hank?
I don't know. Was his day hard enough for a refreshing Mike's Hard Lemonade, Joel?
Was it?
Was it? Hop to it, bunny boy.
Touchdown.
Hard days deserve a hard lemonade.
Ion. Electrified. Hankook Tire.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by G2 by Pilot, helping to write the next chapter in New York Yankees history. By Hyundai, with a brand new Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. And by Bet365, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. No comment, as we move on.
I guess Harrison Ford is from Chicago.
I guess, yeah.
learned something today.
That's what we do. We educate. And there's a strike to Patrick Wisdom.
We'll see if Clark Schmidt can build off of that second inning, a 1-2-3 inning where he looked like he really settled down into his mechanics. Well, quickly ahead 0-2.
He walked the first batter, and he's gotten the next 6. Yankees lead 1-0.
I mean, this has to be a conversation with Clark Schmidt moving forward, right? I mean, there's only a certain amount of spots in the rotation. The Yankees do not want to go to a 6-man. Well, where is he going to end up? Is it as a starter or a reliever?
What's your feel on that? Do you think he translates into the bullpen?
Well, we've seen him as a reliever before, so that's my first instinct. It's okay, we know what it looks like. Luis Heel has been a starter and had some arm problems.
Tap back to Schmidt. One down.
Would Heel be able to go to the bullpen, pitch multiple days in a row, be able to get into that whole routine of getting loose quicker? I don't know, it's got to be a conversation coming down here the last 20-plus games, right?
Do you think there's anything to it that they have Cortez coming out of the bullpen today?
Yeah, it could be. You read between the lines. He's pitched out of the bullpen before. I'm sure there's an eye on October saying, okay, what does our best 3 starters look like, maybe 4, and how can we shore up the back end of the bullpen to get those high leverage outs?
Now, Meredith, I would assume that Nestor is not thrilled with coming out of the bullpen.
Well, he's a team guy, Michael, just like the rest of them, saying anything they need me to do, I understand, I'll do it. But when I spoke to him earlier today, he said he was going to approach it like he's starting. He went out early with the pitchers, the relievers, and did essentially his pregame routine as if it were a start. And then he knows the pitch count that Clark Schmidt is on, so once he starts approaching that, he'll start getting ready in the bullpen. He's a guy that's never needed a ton of pitches to get ready, so he's not necessarily worried about that aspect of it. But consider this. Yes, he's done it before, but he hasn't done it since July 23rd of 2021, so it has been a while.
And in all likelihood, Meredith, they're not going to bring him in the middle of an inning.
They would prefer not to. They would definitely prefer not to. And as we know, he's going back in the rotation then, Michael, when the team returns home in that Red Sox series.
Ground ball to Volpe, the long throw. They get Bethancourt. 2 away.
I did ask Aaron Boone about it. Are you a little curious to see what you get for Nestor out of the pen, from Nestor out of the pen? And he said, yeah, we're going to take a look at it. So, I mean, there are definitely conversations that have been had that are going to continue to be having with the Yankees front office as to what they want to do as this season winds down and potentially for the postseason.
Here's Ian Happ. Walked in the first inning. And a strike from Schmidt. One and one. There's a base hit in the right center, cutting over his Judge. So Happ with the first hit for the Cubs against Schmidt.
Well, Ian Happ, a guy who has plenty of power, 23 home runs. He just gets out and around that, slaps it right back up the middle with a couple of outs here in the 3rd inning. Pitches on the outer half of the plate, and he just hooks it right back up the middle.
So here's Bush. Hit shortly. Volpe down to his knees, gets up and fires to Rizzo, and that'll do it. No runs to hit, and 1 man left. We play 3 in Wrigley, 1-0 Yanks.
When you're a sports fan, nothing beats being there. And when you're with Amex Platinum, you never miss the next big moment. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
Can I have some Mike's, please? Was this guy's day hard enough for a Mike's Hard Lemonade, Hank?
I don't know. Was it? Hop to it, bunny boy.
Hard days deserve a hard lemonade.
Thursday night football on Prime. It's on.
Ready to have some fun? This week, it's Buffalo versus Miami as Thursday night football is back. AFC East division rivals battle it out in a high-powered offensive showdown you won't want to miss. What a catch! It's Josh Allen and the Bills versus Tua and the Dolphins. Stream Thursday night football only on Prime.
First had Jaden, I'd get comments all the time about how happy I must be. I remember thinking there must be something wrong with me because I don't feel all this joy I'm supposed to be feeling. It was hard to admit that, even to my doctor, but she told me it was postpartum depression and that is very treatable. These days things are feeling right, even if they don't always go that way.
Cadillac Scoreboard 1-0 Yankees over the Cubs. Hey, we're cooking up something special with Hexclad. AL rookies this season. Wins above replacement. Austin Wells with 3.4, right behind the Orioles' Colton Cowser. Luis Hill is fourth. Join the hybrid revolution at hexclad.com. Wells grounds it foul. He drove in the Yankees run with a ground ball to second base in the first inning.
It's an interesting graphic. It makes you start thinking about things a little differently. Rookie of the Year possibilities.
Lined into right field. It is a base hit for Wells.
Well, Austin Wells runs well for a catcher, but he had one of the catcher's biggest fear right there. A line drive to right field and thinking maybe Bellinger's going to come up and throw to first base. You think it's an easy base hit, which it was. But Bellinger coming up, thought about it for a second. Wells had to hustle it up a little bit.
Here's Giancarlo Stanton. That one's popped up. Who's going to get it? Wisdom coming on, but the catcher, Bethencourt, makes the play. How tough is that play?
You know, that one's not as tough as I felt like the pop-up that goes straight up above home plate. And the difficulty for a catcher is when it goes straight up, you're trying to figure out, is it going to come back to me? Where's the wind going to take it? This is a play Bethencourt knows he's got to go towards the third base dugout to make the play. A little bit easier, but the wind is always one of those things that tricks catchers behind the plate.
How do you learn that as a kid, learning to catch? Because all high school fields have that overhang. There are no pop-ups.
Yeah, you don't learn it until you go to college, really. Yeah. And then, you know, even then when it's in college, it's so much easier because you don't have the third decks of these major league stadiums. And when a pop-up goes up and you watch the wind, like I would show up at Wrigley Field today and say, okay, the wind's coming in from left. So if a pop-up goes up behind home plate, I'm thinking it's going to go to the first base dugout. But when you have three decks here at Wrigley and that wind comes in and starts swirling, sometimes it's just not that simple. Can you tell I hated pop-ups?
I can sympathize with you. I mean, it must be one of the most impossible things to do as Chisholm flies out. And just that you can't practice as a kid until you get to college.
Yeah, and then you can practice it all you want in spring training, right? You set up the machine, it goes up, but there's not the wind that you're dealing with or the big league stadiums. And actually, as we're at Wrigley Field in 2003, there was a pop-up that dropped in the infield between Robin Ventura and myself, with your good friend David Wells out on the mound, who was not real happy that it ended up being a base runner.
Pitch outside to Rizzo, 1-0. 2-0. Rizzo reached on a two-base error by Crow Armstrong. Fairly deep fly ball to left center. That Armstrong was there, just dropped the ball. That was in the second inning. Yankees lead 1-0. Wells at first with 2 outs. And a strike. Ground ball to Horner. Flips to Bush, and that will do it. So the leadoff single by Wells is wasted.
Thursday night football on Prime. It's on.
Ready to have some fun? This week, it's Buffalo versus Miami as Thursday night football is back. AFC East division rivals battle it out in a high-powered offensive showdown you won't want to miss. What a catch! It's Josh Allen and the Bills versus Tua and the Dolphins. Stream Thursday night football only on Prime.
Thanks. What'd you get? Oh, I got another double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double hot, double calf, double sleeve. Hey, did you know that Discover doubles your cash back at the end of the first year? You are cut off.
You earn, we match.
Debbie.
Unlimited cashback match.
It's a big match for the National Women's Soccer League, and only the best will win.
Just birds, Godzilla bankroll, stones from Chile on. Yo, I ain't got it all. That means I'm barely home. Trailblazers, stay rolling with vengeance. My arts is crafty dogs. Why I stuck on Laffy Taffy, wondering. Get past me, I've been doing this before now. It's dropping nasty.
A Taco Bell taco filled with slow roasted chicken. Unheard of. A crispy white corn tortilla with cheese inside and out? What? Change can be scary, but it can also be delicious. The Cantina Crispy Chicken Taco, only at Taco Bell.
On Chewy, save 35% and shop all your favorite brands. For any taste or any diet, at prices you love, delivered fast. For low prices, for life with pets, there's Chewy.
It's time for Name That Yankee, brought to you by Prevagen, the #1 pharmacist recommended memory support brand. It's considered easy. 1,862 hits, 252 homers, 1,043 ribbies. So with the Yankees, 65 to 66, 69 to 74, 79 to 80. Oh, how could you not get this?
You want to start fighting again? Because I don't have a real good idea.
Well, when I nicely tell you who it is, that guy is like the king of Name That Yankee, and he couldn't get it. I can't believe he couldn't get it. You want me to write it down?
How could Aaron Boone not get that?
I don't know. There's a strike to Suzuki. One and one.
The Name That Yankee didn't like hitting at this field too much, I don't think.
No. Well, he definitely didn't like hitting in San Francisco.
Oh, that was it.
Right. Hated it there. But he always said he had a pretty good, look at the 3 cities he played in. New York, San Francisco, and Chicago. That's not too bad. Suzuki hits a high fly ball. Center field. Coming in is Judge. The wind took that one. One down. Hey, suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of official jerseys, caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Yankees at MLBshop.com. And a strike to Bellinger. Bellinger grounded to second in the first. That one is lined into center field. It's a base hit in front of Judge. Bellinger with a hard single. He had the only hit in yesterday's game.
And one of the few pitches that Clark Schmidt has elevated up out over the plate. Bellinger able to line it right back up the middle. Great look from the side at that swing.
Here's Nico Horner. Pitch outside. 1-0. Horner grounded to second. That was in the second. Cubs and the Yanks, each with 2 hits. Chop to Chisholm. 1. Not in time on the return. So Horner reaches on the fielder's choice, and that'll bring up Swanson. So 22 pitches in the first inning. He's been economical since then. And Nestor Cortez looks like he'll pitch the 5th inning as he's starting to get ready.
I think they changed the elbows.
Fires the first, not in time. Horner was going. Schmidt took a little too long to throw it to first.
Yeah, Horner has big-time speed, 28 stolen bases, way off the bag by the time Clark Schmidt realizes that he has to spin and deliver the throw. Not going to be able to get there in time.
Oh, 0-1. Horner goes, pitches high, throw to second, got him. The tag by Torres, good throw by Wells, and they gun down Horner for the final out. We played 4 at Wrigley. Yankees lead 1-0.
I'm Patriotic Kenny.
And hi, I'm Amanda on TikTok.
My scooter broke down. I went into a depression.
How do you feel about that?
Pretty sad.
And I posted it to show that Kenny's not always happy. Within 24 hours, people had donated over $5,000.
Oh, you're kidding.
We set up the Patriotic Kenny Foundation to give mobility scooters to veterans.
It has changed my life tremendously.
None of this would have happened without TikTok.
Are you ready for your first day of school?
Yes.
Actually, no.
Back to school, back to Kohl's.
Sportsbook.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times, but mostly times were just okay. And you know who said that? Susan B. Anthony.
Charles Dickens.
Susie.
We're not teachers. We're connectivity experts. If millions of communities rely on us for fiber, internet, and mobile, you can too. Optimum, where local is big time.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. with power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor and the potential to take you anywhere. It's Chevy truck season. Get 1.9% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. See your local Chevy dealer.
All right, it's time for today's injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the Yankees. Kyle Tucker's been out since June 3rd with a right shin fracture, and the Astros actually played very well without him, so what a boost for them. Yamamoto expected to return Tuesday, out with a rotator cuff injury since June 15th, and a tough break for the Mets. Jeff McNeil is out for the remainder of the season, and the Mets are red hot right now, so they lose Jeff McNeil out of their lineup. There's a strike to Volpe. Volpe, Verdugo, and Torres. 8, 9, and 1 here in the 5th. High fly ball, right field. Bellinger. 1 down.
Yeah, Assad is working so fast right now that he's dictating the pace. Anthony Volpe looked like he wasn't ready a few pitches in that at bat. Ended up rushing a fly ball to right field. If you're the Yankees, maybe you step out of the box and wait for that 10-second mark on the pitch clock before you step in there, because Assad is ready to go. Not taking any time in between pitches.
Low and inside to Verdugo. He grounded to first in the second. Two and 0. On Verdugo. Verdugo, his last 12 games, 15 for 45. That's 333. And he takes 4 straight out of the zone to work a walk. Stream Saturday morning cartoons on the Yes app. Join the Bronx Buds for a baseball adventure around the Big Apple. And check out Yes's social media accounts for an exclusive Jack Curry interview with Coach Bud. Hex Class presents Bronx Buds, streaming now exclusively on the Yes app. Here's Gleyber Torres. Waves through that one. 0-1. Torres is 1 for 2. Infield single and the hole at short in the first, came around to score, and then struck out looking in the third. Line down the right field line, it is foul. Boy, there's not much room there. That has to be the least amount of foul territory down the line of any ballpark.
We'll take a look at it and see it has some padding down the line, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. No padding out there. Cubs people giving me a little grief about that yesterday.
I heard about that. That's why I didn't want to bring up the padding, but there is padding down the right field line.
Yeah. It's such an innocent comment.
Yeah, what is their issue with it?
There's no padding behind the ivy. I mean, I'm not splitting the atom. I love the ballpark, but it's a little odd. 1-2. Fly ball center field. Crow Armstrong puts it away. Throw to first. They got him. A double play. They doubled up Verdugo. Wow, what a throw by Pete Crow Armstrong in fairly deep center.
Well, you can say what a throw by Crow Armstrong, but how does Alex Verdugo get doubled off here? I mean, this is a routine fly ball to center. You're not going anywhere. You see, he's almost at second base and no reason to be there. It's a routine play.
They're going to challenge it.
I mean, you're taught to go halfway on a routine fly ball. He was more like 3/4 of the way towards second.
Well, he might get bailed out by the replay. That's some gun out there. And if this call stands, John, you just took the bat out of Soto's hands.
And again, there's just no reason to be that far close to second base on a routine fly ball. Another look.
This challenge replay brought to you by Citizens Made Ready. Is there enough to overturn it? I'm not sure.
Bush acting like obviously a first baseman, stretching up for the high throw. Tough to tell from that angle.
No one is rooting for this to be overturned more than Alex Verdugo. Well, that room will decide his fate.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. New York will retain their challenge.
That's a huge sigh of relief for Verdugo.
Yeah, Verdugo would have to answer a lot of questions after the game about this. And again, you're taught to go halfway. He was a little bit further than that and gets away with it.
So here's Soto, runner on first with 2 outs. Telling Assad he has to look at Soto. As John said, Assad's dictating the pace.
Yeah, it's part of his game is to work quickly, almost too quickly, where he's rushing the hitter at the plate. But we've seen Juan Soto all year manipulate this pitch clock, that he steps in when he's ready.
1-1.
You can see Soto steps out, looks up at the clock. It's at 13, 12, 11. Now I'm going to get in when I'm ready.
Two and one. Top of the 5th inning, Yankees lead 1-0. Second game of this 3-game set. Three and one. And the pitch. And the count full at 3-2. Soto's walked and hit a fly ball to center.
Well, we'll see if Assad tries to go with that front hip sinker to bring it back to the inside corner. He loves to do that with 2 strikes against lefties. You know, Juan Soto has done his homework before this game. See if he's looking for a ball inside, try to get the bat head out.
Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Got him. Soto down on strikes. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. We're halfway through. It's 1-0 Yanks.
What if finding a new job wasn't such a leap of faith?
I don't think I'm right for this. I said I don't think I'm right for the job.
You're perfect for it!
What if you knew you'd be paid fairly?
Check this out.
Because you could literally see what the job pays. What if your schedule worked for you, and her, and them? And what if the promise of better work
No way!
was something that found us?
I got the interview.
Thursday night football on Prime. It's on.
Ready to have some fun? This week, it's Buffalo versus Miami as Thursday night football is back. AFC East division rivals battle it out in a high-powered offensive showdown you won't want to miss.
What a catch!
It's Josh Allen and the Bills
Unreal.
versus Tua and the Dolphins. Stream Thursday night football only on Prime.
Yes! Everybody has to get checked. See the big C today.
For the longest time, it was hard for me to even get out of the house, much less do a backside 180. It took me a bit to understand what was going on, but eventually I learned I had anxiety. Now I'm getting help for it and feeling so much better. Sure, some days are better than others, but the whole thing about getting out of the house, that's not really an issue anymore.
Well, follow Yes Network on TikTok for exclusive behind-the-scenes content, game highlights, and the latest Yankees news. Don't miss out. Join the ultimate sports community today. Well, Clark Schmidt remains on the mound. Audi scoreboard 1-0 Yankees as we go to the bottom of the fifth. Swanson, Crow, Armstrong, and Wisdom coming up. Now one's inside. Three 3-0 on Swanson. There's a strike, 3-1.
You know, Michael, I want to go back to the way that fourth inning ended with Austin Wells throwing out Nico Horner. I mean, behind the plate, he's thrown the baseball a lot better than we were told he was going to be able to coming into this year.
And he's caught better, too.
I don't think there's any question about that. Working with the staff, calling a game, receiving, blocking, but the throwing, I mean, with that throw out, probably around 25%, which, I mean, we're not talking about a Gold Glover behind the plate, but he is more than enough defensively to be a #1 guy in this league.
High fly ball, center field. Judge makes the play to retire Swanson. The New York Yankees Foundation's 50-50 raffle is now open. During every home game at Yankee Stadium, one lucky fan wins half the pot, and the other half is donated to the New York Yankees Foundation. Buy your tickets now at yankees.com/5050. Here's Pete Crow Armstrong. Line drive, it's a base hit to right field. Soto Fields gets the ball in. Big turn by Armstrong. Soto fires behind him, but he gets back.
Well, with that pitch count at now 66, you see Crow Armstrong gets on top of that fastball. Aaron Boone is going to have a decision to come up here shortly. Meredith told us that Schmidt threw 67 pitches his last outing, his last rehab outing. Coming up on that number now. And Nestor Cortez is ready to go.
Runner goes, pitch foul back. And a good jump.
Cubs have a few guys who can really steal some bags, and Crow Armstrong is one of those. 26 on the year, has only been thrown out once, so in a 1-0 game, Cubs trying to get aggressive on the bases.
He's dancing at first base. A lot of the moves that Anthony Volpe has there.
Yeah, you don't see it in today's game much anymore, but the pitch out would definitely be in play here, because you could tell Crow Armstrong, he's antsy, he's ready to go.
And they throw over. He's back plenty of time. Almost very close. Well, they've used their 2 throws now.
You see Anthony Rizzo tries to sell this too, the tag, and then comes off thinking he might have made the play.
Now if he throws over, he has to get him. If not, it's a ball. There he goes. Pitch is high. Throw to second. Got him. He got the speedy Crow Armstrong.
Only the second time he has been thrown out trying to steal a bag. Crow Armstrong, a perfect pitch to throw on. Wells gets rid of it as quick as you can, and the throw is right on the money. We've seen Gleyber Torres this year make a lot of great sweeping tags. That play is as easy for a second baseman as you can get. Great throw by Wells.
So 1-2.
Michael, I would actually say a great play all the way around. Clark Schmidt keeping the runner close, paying attention. And Wells getting a pitch to throw on, doing his job, making it easy for Gleyber Torres. It was about a month ago the Yankees were saying we need to do a better job all the way around with our pitchers holding the runners, our catchers throwing runners out, and our middle infielders with the tags, and it all just showed up on that play.
Two and two on Wisdom. And the pitch. Cortez just waiting. He's done his warm-ups. Boone trying to get Schmidt through 5. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3-2. What do you think, Johnny? Loses him, they bring in Cortez?
Yeah, you mentioned earlier they'd like to have Nestor start an inning, but you're getting that pitch count out now. It's going to be 75. And Aaron Boone is going to have a decision to make.
Fly ball right field. Soto cannot make the play, and it's a fair ball. And it's going to be a triple for Wisdom.
Juan Soto saying maybe some fan interference on that play, and you could see this was going to be trouble right when that fly ball went up to right field. We've talked about the wind for 2 days. Left to right. Maybe some interference after the ball hit in fair territory and bounced up.
Yeah, I think he's saying that a fan touched it. It should be a double, not a triple. And that's going to be the last pitch thrown by Clark Schmidt. All things considered, Johnny did very well.
Yeah, the Yankees have to be ecstatic of what they saw from Schmidt this afternoon.
It's amazing to think that my grandmother started Bigelow Tea right here in New York. And today, we're still a family company. And you have to remember, tea, that's all we do. So every cup counts. That means never compromising. My family won't let that happen. And our extended family, they give their all every single day. And our community, well, they expect that.
I want a cup of Bigelow Tea to be a moment just for you. That's what I hope for.
Your memory is an amazing thing, but sometimes it can start to slow down. But did you know Prevagen can help keep your memory sharp? The secret is the powerful ingredient apoaquarin, originally discovered in jellyfish and found only in Prevagen. In a clinical study, Prevagen was shown to improve memory in subgroups of individuals who are cognitively normal or mildly impaired. Stay sharp and improve your memory with Prevagen. Prevagen, in stores everywhere without a prescription.
Make this a summer to share in the 3-row Kia Sorento, the tech-forward Sportage, the available all-wheel drive Seltos, or the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus Telluride, each one recommended by Consumer Reports. This summer, visit your local Kia dealer. Get 0.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of select new 2024 Sportage and 2024 Sorento models.
Fifth inning recap brought to you by Audi in the 2024 Audi Q5. Visit your local Tri-State Audi dealer today. Clark Schmidt went 4 2/3 coming off the IL. Did very well. Javier Assad, 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He's thrown 72 pitches. So Schmidt's day is done, and he will watch Nestor Cortez take over. So obviously 5 is the line of demarcation to get a win, so he will not get the win. Now it's up to the discretion of the official scorer if the Yankees do hold on. How long Nestor Cortez pitches, who will get the W. Let's take another look at that play that eventually knocked out Schmidt.
And again, you knew this was going to be trouble with the wind blowing left to right. And that is a tough right field to play here at Wrigley with no foul territory there.
So Cortez against Bethancourt.
First relief appearance for Cortez since 2021.
(1-1) on Bethancourt. In 38 games with Miami, he hit 159 since coming over to the Cubs, hitting 382. Way high.
I was just thinking you wouldn't expect anything different from Nestor Cortez as a starter or reliever. Lives off his four-seam fastball that he elevates the cutter in on the hands to the righties. Then the occasional changeup.
High pop-up. Chisholm in foul territory. Here comes Volpe. And he'll make the play for the final out. Volpe called off Chisholm. And Nestor Cortez gets out of the fifth. Yankees lead 1-0.
This season, Major League Baseball is partnering with T-Mobile to take the fan experience to the next level. From seamless stadium entry powered by T-Mobile's 5G network during All-Star Week to testing new balls and strikes technology that makes every call the right call. Plus, with Magenta Status, T-Mobile customers score exclusive fan benefits. Swing into the future with T-Mobile, the exclusive 5G innovation partner of MLB.
As a successful CFO, I have one secret to help you build wealth. You need to be careful who you listen to when it comes to financial decisions. I'm not a CFO, and this is not a penthouse. It's a Nerd Wallet commercial. I'm not even human.
I'm cake.
When it comes to your finances, listen to the nerds. We've researched and reviewed thousands of financial products to help you make smarter decisions.
Nerds.
Listen, I spotted it from the start. Breaking didn't even have a name yet. Bunch of kids from the South Bronx who didn't just knock on the door, they kicked it down. And today, it's your time. It's all about spotting it early. And if you do, no victory is out of reach.
Hey everybody, Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. Only other day game, Nats and Pirates, game one of a doubleheader. And top of the second, that's Dylan Cruz up and out to left center. His third career homer in his first 10 games. Cruz is 2 for 3 with a couple RBI. Nats leading the Pirates right now 4-2. They're in the ninth. Let's get it back to Michael and Flash.
Well, thank you, Bob. Montefiore Stein Scoreboard. We go to the 6th inning in this beautiful city. And the Yankees lead the Cubs 1-0 in game 2 of their 3-game set. Won yesterday 3-0. And Clark Schmidt did his job today, 4 2/3, and loves the fact that Cortez got the final out of the 5th. Aaron Judge will lead off against Assad. Pitch outside 1-0. Judge is 0 for 2. 7 for his last 39. Hitting .321. There's a strike. Yesterday's 3-0 win was the Yankees' 12th shutout as a team. That's the 5th most in the majors, and also their second one-hitter. So 3-1 on Judge. 76 pitches for Assad. And there's ball 4. So Aaron works a walk to start off the 6th inning. Well, tomorrow afternoon on Yes, Garrett Cole is scheduled to take the mound as the Yankees and the Cubs wrap up their series here at Wrigley. Conference begins at 1 with Audi batting practice in the pregame, with first pitch scheduled for 2:20 on Yes and the Yes app. Now, Meredith Morakovich did a in-depth interview with Garrett Cole, and you'll hear that interview on the pregame tomorrow.
Garrett going with the little mock turtleneck. It's getting a little chilly here in the month of September.
Guys, it'll also be his 34th birthday tomorrow, so he'll be pitching on his birthday against a former teammate in Jamison Tyone, going for the Cubs tomorrow.
And Meredith, speaking of birthdays, it is Susan Waldman's birthday today.
It is indeed. Taking her out for a little dinner for her birthday after the game.
Very nice. We have the place picked out, Meredith?
We do indeed. I don't want anybody to mob Susan, so I better not say it. I'll tell you privately.
You know who put those flowers there?
I would guess Meredith.
You didn't think it was me?
No. But I'm not blaming you for not doing it.
Got up at 6:45 this morning, ran some errands.
That is a good friend, Meredith.
Do what I can for the Hall of Famer, you know?
They are legitimately close. They are the Oscar and Felix of baseball.
I admitted to Meredith that I got this all wrong. I thought Susan's birthday was during the summer when she would wear that vest on July 4th.
Well, that's America's birthday. She celebrates that with the same verve that she does her own.
It's also John Sterling's birthday on the 4th, right?
Yes. Stanton is 0 for 2. He's 1 for his last 17. 0-2. You can see what the pitching coach of the Cubs is talking about. This guy knows how to pitch.
Yeah, and I talked early on about an elevated walk rate, but we haven't seen a whole lot of that today. Working quickly, throwing strikes, getting ahead in counts. And then you start nibbling at the corner with that two-seamer. This is a little old school if you're watching Assad go about his business. It's not throw the ball as hard as I can. It's work quickly, change speeds, throw strikes, and locate.
Ooh, very close.
He tried to establish it in the first inning. Mark Carlson, the home plate umpire, did not call it. Trying to get a call there just off the plate. 31% of his strikes are called strikes.
Drive, right center field, on the run, Bellinger, and he makes the play up against the Ivy. Round number 2.
Well, Michael, you talked about Giancarlo Stanton, and the numbers not great over his last 17 or 18, but he's hit a lot of balls hard. Another look at the flags blowing in from left. So if you drive a ball to right field, it's going to have a little left to right slice. Bellinger right up in front of the Ivy, the ability to make the play.
Here's Jazz Chisholm Jr. He's hit the ball hard twice to left, and he takes a strike. Push bunt, but a foul ball. So Chisholm getting back to the box. Bat is waiting for him as Bethancourt stood it straight up. The count 0-2. Runner on first, 2 outs, top of the 6th. Missed inside. Keeping Judge close. Judge been dancing over there at first. Grounded up the middle and diving stop by Horner. They'll have no play. So Judge goes to second. Infield hit for Chisholm.
Well, the Cubs middle infielders can really play some defense with Swanson and Horner at second. Going to his right, full extension, thinks about second. No play at first with the way Chisholm runs. Maybe an infield hit to extend the inning.
Well, Craig Counsell going to go for a left-hander. Smiley's been up. Rizzo's coming up. So the Yankees have runners on first and second. 2 men out here in the 6th. Good job by Assad. He leaves 2 on the bases, and he's trailing 1-0.
As a successful CFO, I have one secret to help you build wealth. You need to be careful who you listen to when it comes to financial decisions. I'm not a CFO, and this is not a penthouse. It's a Nerd Wallet commercial. I'm not even human.
I'm cake.
When it comes to your finances, listen to the nerds. We've researched and reviewed thousands of financial products to help you make smarter decisions.
Nerds.
In every generation, there are those who question the status quo. Questions like, why can't chicken be slow roasted? Why can't I have shredded purple cabbage? Why can't my quesadilla have cheese inside and out? And where's my avocado verde salsa? The new era of chicken is here to stay. The Cantina Chicken Menu. only at Taco Bell.
Rivals. No truck on the road drives value like the Tundra. Day after day, mile after mile, it all adds up to big savings under the hood. What's under yours? Toyota Tundra.
Right now, lease a new Tundra for just $479 a month or get 1.99% APR for a full 48 months. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Now come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, September 13th as the Yankees push for the playoffs. The Yankees take on the Red Sox in an important division game, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance receive a Yankees jersey hoodie courtesy of Star. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. Drew Smyly, veteran left-hander, 43rd game, 50 strikeouts, 54 innings. He will face Anthony Rizzo.
Having a good year. His last 31 games, an ERA under 2 for the veteran.
35 years old. Runners go. Throw to third. It gets past Wisdom and goes into left field. Judge will score. Moving to third is Chisholm. It's a double steal and an E2 and a 2-0 Yankee lead.
Well, Aaron Judge and Chisholm did not waste any time. First pitch from Drew Smyly. They were on the move. Bethancourt has a cannon behind the plate, but that throw is a little bit wide. Wisdom can't knock it down, and the Yankees steal a run.
High pop-up. Corner calls off Swanson, makes the play, and that'll do it. Yankees get a run. 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left.
In every generation, there are those who question the status quo. Questions like, why can't chicken be slow roasted? Why can't I have shredded purple cabbage? Why can't my quesadilla have cheese inside and out? And where's my avocado verde salsa? The new era of chicken is here to stay. The Cantina Chicken Menu, only at Taco Bell.
I love it when people say that something's impossible. I see that as a challenge.
If it's always been a dream to go to Paris, why stay in a hotel on the touristy side of Paris? Get an Airbnb on the Paris-y side of Paris.
It was all a dream. I used to read words.
It's time to name that Yankee, brought to you by Prevision. Those are the clues, those are the teams, and the answer is Bobby Mercer. Traded from the Yankees to the Angels, or then from the Angels to the Cubs, and then from the Cubs back to the Yankees, and then from the Yankees into the broadcast booth. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Montefiore Einstein scoreboard, 2-0 Yanks. And Cortez deals high to Hack. And a strike. Cortez got the final out of the 5th inning. Crowd of 40,080 here at Wrigley Field today. Place opened in 1914 and jammed here in 2024. Second oldest ballpark in baseball to Fenway Park, which opened in 1912. High fly ball, center field. Judge puts it away. One down. And that brings up Michael Bush. That one's popped up. A long way for Volpe, and he makes the play. Chisholm just got out of the way.
Yeah, we've seen this the last couple innings. Anthony Volpe, a good job with the pop-ups here, battling the sun, battling the wind. And it looks like Chisholm doesn't want a whole lot of part of these pop-ups, which is just fine when you have a shortstop who takes control.
There was another number 13 who played third base for the Yanks that did not like pop-ups. A-Rod did not like pop-ups. Two and 0.
Mr. Cortez can't believe he didn't get the call on that from Mark Carlson. Looked like an elevated cutter.
Three and 0 on Suzuki. And he walked him on 4 pitches. That brings up Bellinger as a tying run. Now Bellinger has one of the highest batting averages for a lefty batter against a lefty. He hits .290 against left-handed pitching, so this doesn't quite neutralize him. In fact, he hits better against lefties than he does against righties this year.
Get Spectrum with fast and reliable internet for $39.99 a month. Plus, advanced Wi-Fi and a free unlimited mobile line, both free for 12 months. Visit Spectrum.com today.
Conference on the mound is over. Now Bellinger against Cortez. See, 256 against right-handed pitching, 290 against the southpaws. And a strike.
And you see those numbers, how Bellinger has beat up on left-handed pitching. It just tells you he likes the ball out over the plate. Fastballs away, sliders away, usually what you see from a left-handed pitcher. Try to go inside.
Fouled away. Just missed the outside corner.
We've seen it for the second consecutive day now. If you're pitching here at Wrigley today, you can challenge hitters, put the ball in the air to left field. Wind is blowing straight in. You're not going to get any help. You can really attack the strike zone in a 2-0 game.
Bellinger down on strikes as Cortez strikes him out. Yankees get the Cubs to strand one. We go to the 7th. That day is here. Yankees Red Sox.
Verdugo, how can you not enjoy that?
Strike 3. Drive deep to center field. Long home run from Aaron Judge. Back-to-back home runs. Judge, Wells, and O'Neill.
He went out of the park too.
Left 2.
When it comes to help, nobody assists like Lowe's.
Linda asistencia.
Well, almost nobody.
Thanks. What'd you get? Oh, I got another double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double hot, double calf, double sweet. Hey, did you know that Discover doubles your cash back at the end of the first year?
You are cut off.
You earn, we match.
Debbie.
Unlimited cashback match.
Driving the Nissan Rogue with Google built in is like...
Hey, Google, turn on Rocky's food.
It's like the ultimate connection. See why it's been awarded a Consumer Guide Best Buy and recommended by Consumer Reports. Drive the Nissan Rogue today.
Get 2.9% financing for 60 months on Rogue, one of 6 Nissan vehicles with starting MSRP under $30,000.
At Wrigley Field, we are back. 2-0 Yankees as we start the 7th. Anthony Volpe will lead off against Drew Smiley. And the pitch outside. Look at that, the beer snake. Now, you mentioned yesterday your brother came here. Bachelor party.
Yep.
Did you guys do the beer snake?
We did not. No. I don't know if it was a thing back then.
All right. Could you have done the beer snake?
We could have. I don't know if our group would have had a beer snake as long as that one.
Right.
But it would have been respectable. That's really all you're looking for is a little respect.
Yep. 2-2 on Volpe.
When I look out to the bleachers in that beer snake, it's obviously a lot warmer out there than it is up here. A little chilly in the booth.
Well, if you look out there, John, they've got sunlight. And it's like the grandstand is in the shade and getting the wind blowing in as well. Yeah, it's a little chilly up here. There's no artificial noise in this ballpark. Just, you know, the organ playing and
crowd noise.
Yeah. I feel like you're in 1935.
That's where the Babe called his shot, right?
Yes, he did. There's still debates about it.
Can you just picture the Babe right now from that angle? Calling his shot from
That angle, John, is
Yep.
my favorite angle in
Yep.
all of baseball. I just love that shot. Swing and a miss. Volpe down on strikes.
Mentioned Smiley having a good year. Misses with the location out over the plate, but Volpe just waving. Trouble picking up the baseball out of his hand, and there's another look at the angle.
Pitch inside to Verdugo.
This picture of the Babe pointing out towards the bleachers.
And then deliver. Yankees and the Cubs squared off twice in the World Series, each time the Yankees swept. Cubs won 108 years without winning a World Series before they finally grabbed one in 2016. The called shot was in Game 3 of 1932. And they faced again in 1938. Grounded and grabbed there by Bush. Fires to Smiley. 2 down. So here's Gleyber Torres. Gleyber's 1 for 3. Yankees got Gleyber. from the Cubs. The deal for Aroldis Chapman. Chapman helped the Cubs win the World Series and then re-sign with the Yankees as a free agent. One and one. Yankees are 81-60. If they could get one more win along the way, John, that assures them of their 32nd straight winning season. Started in 1993. And the pitch. 3-1 on Glaber. Soto's on deck. And he walked him. Well, we've got highlights from 1932, John.
There he is. Babe.
First pitch by FDR. Not in 4K, but pretty neat.
Let's see the launch angle on the Babe. See how he got underneath and got the ball in the air.
Yeah, that would play today. Now, there's a lot of debate on whether or not he called that shot. You know, was he just waving his bat? He was being heckled by the Cubs dugout. But it lives that he called the shot and then hit the ball to center field over the wall. So here's Soto, 0 for 2 with a walk. Bounced up there. 1-0. And a strike. 1-1. Three day games for the Yankees and the Cubs. And he never had to really point that out before 1988. That's when they installed lights. First night game was supposed to be 8/8/88, but it got rained out after 3.5 innings, so they did it the next night. You know, the thought process is that always hurt the Cubs, all the day games. But I'm thinking, John, every visiting player loves Chicago. Don't you think it hurts the visiting team more because they go out at night?
Well, I think it hurts a visiting team more because maybe they go out at night, but also because you're just out of your routine. 3 day games in a row. At this point in the year, you're used to having a couple of night games, maybe a day game after a night game and get out of town. So your whole body clock is thrown off. But I think it would have to be an adjustment to be a Chicago Cub player, right? To get your body used to playing day games and then going on the road. You get night games and then back to the routine of a day game.
So 3-2 count. That'll release Torres at first with 2 outs. Foul back to the screen. Good cut by Soto. And he walked him. So 2 straight 2-out walks from Smiley, and that brings up Judge with 1st and 2nd. He's not going to face Drew Smiley, as Craig Counsell will go to the bullpen. Right-hander coming on to face Judge. 1st and 2nd, 2 outs. Yankees up 2-0 in the 7th.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times, but mostly times were just okay. And you know who said that? Susan B. Anthony.
Charles Dickens.
Susie.
We're not teachers. We're connectivity experts. If millions of communities rely on us for fiber, internet, and mobile, you can too. Optimum, where local is big time.
Driving the Nissan Rogue with Google built in is like...
Hey, Google, turn on Rocky's food.
It's like the ultimate connection. See why it's been awarded a Consumer Guide Best Buy and recommended by Consumer Reports. Drive the Nissan Rogue today.
Get 2.9% financing for 60 months on Rogue, one of 6 Nissan vehicles with starting MSRP under $30,000.
Well, if you want my 2 cents on interest rates, we got options.
My 2 cents. This one's priced to sell.
My 2 cents?
My 2 cents?
My 2 cents?
My 2 cents? My 2 cents? Here's my 2 cents. I'm planning for the future. Interest plus interest equals more interest. Come on, now. You gonna drink that?
Hi, Joan. Perfect timing. I have a few questions.
Of course. Let's look at your plan.
Well, let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam. We had it on Austin Wells in the 4th inning. He guns down Nico Horner, and only been caught once this year. And then the very next inning in the 5th, Pete Crow Armstrong, also outstanding base stealer, gets gunned down by Austin Wells. So a great job by the rookie catcher. Now Tyson Miller will come on to face Aaron Judge. Well, you are a tough dude, John. I got to tell you. You just sat down, you slammed your knee into the table, and you didn't even flinch.
No, it hurts.
Really?
Yeah, I can't show it, though.
Well, you didn't. That was amazing. 1-1. See, I didn't feel well today, and I showed it.
Yeah, but I was going to wait until later on. You have really stepped up today. I mean, I didn't think there was any chance when we got on that 10:30 bus that you were going to be able to post for 9.
I didn't think I'd be able to get on the bus. So far, so good.
You can see how Miller is a tough at bat for a right-hander. Kind of comes down from 3/4 arm angle. And try to run that ball in on Aaron Judge's hands.
2-2.
Starting to notice now from Aaron Judge, his last at bat he walked. A lot more still at the plate when he's taking some of these pitches, so maybe picking up the baseball a little bit better.
Well, they had Torres, but no one was covering. And the pitch. Clubbed to center field. Crow Armstrong back. Still back. He's on the track. And he makes the play for the final out. Another day, no win. Maybe that goes, but it's a long out.
Hello. Do you need assistance? How do I get this gosling to swim?
Easy. Swim!
The Wild Robot is the best animated movie of the year.
You are defective. I feel fine. You should not feel anything. I want to become more than I was programmed to be. I am a wild robot.
The Wild Robot, rated PG, in theaters September 27th.
Hi, Mel. Is now good for a quick catch-up on your plan?
Yes, now's great.
Has anything changed since we last spoke?
You know what? Yes, I'm thinking more long-term.
Great. We'll make that change to your plan and adjust as needed.
This helps a lot.
Bye, Mel.
Bye. Make sense of your money with Citizens.
Dare to compare. Bob's Playdate versus my competitor's similar set. Both have a pop-up sleeper and storage, but mine's only $7.99. Theirs is over $2,000. See how much you can save when you dare to compare. In store or at mybobs.com.
Time for your Ford Studio update. Bob and Todd with you. Piggyback system working well so far. Clark Schmidt almost gets through 5 and then heads it to Nestor Cortez.
Yeah, and it started in the first inning, getting that ground ball for an RBI by Wells, and then Clark Schmidt doing what he does best. I know it was 4 2/3, but he was nitpicking on the corners. He got the guys out, got out of one jam, and he looked really good, and it's on the Cortez. Finish up what he started.
Didn't give up any runs. We're going to detail Schmidt, Cortez, and much more coming up on the postgame. We'll see you guys then.
Well, thank you, guys. 2-3-0 for the Yanks, 0-2 for the Cubs. Schmidt, as I was talking about, 4 2/3. Wells an RBI groundout, 2 caught stealing as a catcher, and you see what the Cubs have done as well. Nestor Cortez on a relief of Schmidt, and he gets Horner to pop up. And right there is Rizzo for the first out. So here's Dansby Swanson. And a strike. Fouled away. Check swing, slow roller to Rizzo. It's a foot race. And Cortez beats Swanson for the second out.
You can see Nestor looks like he's all right after that, but you got to get off the mound quickly. Spins, and then you're right, Michael. It's a sprint to first base. It looked like Nestor Cortez beat him by half a step. Swanson, the check swing, and his body weight was leaning towards first base. He goes with the head first slide, and it doesn't work out.
And there's Pete Crow Armstrong. And a strike.
Another look. Rizzo with the backhand flip right on the money, and there's Nestor getting the corner of the bag.
One and two. High fly ball. Judge is there, and a 1-2 inning for Nestor Cortez as the Cubs will go down in order.
People often ask me, when's the best time to start investing for my future? And I always say, there's no time like now. If you had started with $5 a day 10 years ago at a hypothetical 8% return, you could have over $25,000 now. Invest those $5 now. Acorns, grow your oak now.
Hey, I'm Ray's procrastination. You know, he'd want to take care of stuff, especially around the house. And I'm like, nice try, man. But then he started using Thumbtack, and now he's got planning tools to make it easy to get projects done. Even easier than not doing anything at all. Totally harsh, man.
Procrastination doesn't live here. You do. Take care of your home with Thumbtack. Download the app today.
World away. At Doctors Without Borders, we won't stop working to bring our patients and their communities from crisis to care.
Why is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick, below the surface. Our reason why is united, undivided, seeking understanding. My why is diversity and unity, a safe space in my community. It's a million faces in a mirror, and everyone belongs. Find your why for a better us.
This chiropractic telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Austin Wells leads off. 1-0. Miller is 29 years old, 5th team in the last 2 seasons. Last year, Brewers, Dodgers, and Nets. This year, he started out with the Mariners, then traded to the Cubs in May. There's a strike. Three and two on Wells. Wells is 1 for 3, had an RBI ground out in the first inning.
Wells has had quite a series already. A couple RBIs yesterday, an RBI today. He's thrown out a couple of base stealers this afternoon. Caught 9 shutout yesterday and 7 shutout today.
And he works a walk. And that's going to bring up Giancarlo Stanton. And the ball he hit in the 6th inning, we take a look at it. The exit velocity presented by Spectrum. 110.2 off the bat, traveled 390 feet. Didn't go. John Stanton has put 2 balls in play over 110 miles per hour. Nothing to show for it. The ground out in the first was 113.4. The fly out in the 6th was 110.4.
Yes, these 2 games here in Chicago at Wrigley the last 2 days, I'm reminded of an old teammate of mine, Sweet Lou Whitaker with the Detroit Tigers, came walking in the clubhouse one day and said, "Boys, today ain't the day." Well, you feel like that for 2 days here if you're a hitter. You hit the ball hard at Wrigley with the wind blowing in. Today ain't the day.
Ground ball short. There's 1. And there's 2.
Well, Giancarlo Stanton, a ground ball to short. I mentioned the double play combination for the Cubs. Solid. Easy turn, the 6-4-3.
Here's Chisholm. 1-0. Now 1-1. Chisholm infield single. to second in the 6th inning. Nice diving play by Horner, but he had no play. And a strike. Fly ball, right field. Bellinger puts it away, and the Yankees go down here in the 8th. Bottom of the 8th inning coming up. Yankees up 2-0.
Another health insurance commercial, another aqua aerobics scene.
Yep, most health insurance companies see us all the same. Smiley seniors, golfing, hiking.
Don't forget antiquing.
That's why I chose Humana. They see me, not a stereotypical senior. I'm pre-diabetic, so I talked one-on-one with the Humana health educator who really helped me. Now I'm taking free cooking and meditation classes.
Not aqua aerobics.
Better care begins with listening. Humana, a more human way to health care.
Get 3.9% APR for 36 months plus $1,000 purchase allowance on most 2024 Cadillac models when you finance through Cadillac Financial.
Why always the couch? Does he need to go to puppy school? Get his little puppy diploma? How much have I been spending on this little guy?
When your questions about life turn into questions about money, there's Erica, the virtual financial assistant to help you spend, save, and plan smarter. Only from Bank of America. What would you like the power to do?
At Papa John's, get an extra large New York style one-topping pizza for only $10.99. It's a mouth-watering, stretched thinner, made bigger, more for your money, extra large New York style one-topping pizza for only $10.99. Better get you some Papa John's.
Well, John, it's time for pitching decisions presented by Sage.
Well, the Yankees making their pitching decisions today by starting Clark Schmidt. He looks solid for 4 2/3. Then you follow it up with Nestor Cortez, who looks like he's on a run himself. Those are your Sage pitching decisions.
Wisdom takes up an in 1-0 as we start the bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs have not scored against the Yankees so far in this series. Shutout 3-0 yesterday, down 2-0 today, bottom of the 8th.
Well, it's so nice when everything goes according to plan. We're going to start Clark Schmidt, see how long he can go. Piggyback with Nestor Cortez, and both of these starting pitchers on top of their game.
And down goes, no, that was the second strike. I'm sorry, for Wisdom, 1 and 2. We saw Sean Armstrong yesterday warming up again. Two and two on Wisdom.
We talked about that changeup from Nestor Cortez. He doesn't throw it a lot, but when he does, it gets righties leaning out over the plate, and then you can go back in with a fastball or a cutter.
Count full. Wisdom, the 8th hitter in the Cubs order, will be 8-9-1 against Cortez. Swing and a miss. Wisdom down on strikes.
Well, the changeup, such a weapon, just because the scouting report's saying fastball cutters in, and then you throw a changeup on a 3-2 count, perfectly located, swing and a miss.
Here's Bethancourt, 0 for 2 today, and he tries a push bunt. It's foul. Got the whole right side of the infield open as Gleyber Torres shades up the middle. One and one. Cubs trying to fight to stay in the wild card race. They're 5 back of the Mets and the Braves for the 3rd spot in the wild card. And he goes down on strikes. Another changeup.
Well, as a pitcher, you recognize this is my best off-speed pitch, and as a catcher behind the plate, keep calling it. Located well, good action down and away. You sell the changeup with arm speed, and Nestor Cortez on top of it.
Ian Happ takes the strike. Now, what do you do, John? Let's say the Yankees have a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the ninth. You let Nestor Cortez close it?
The way Nestor is going right now, you see Clay Holmes going to get loose. But the way Nestor's rolling, he's got it all working right now.
Soft ground ball, second base. Cortez retires the Cubs in order. 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 8th. We go to the 9th in Chicago.
Custom shirts help people feel like they're part of a team. My name is Timothy Chi, and I'm the CEO of Wedding Walk. We're very proud customers of Custom Ink. We keep coming back to Custom Ink because of the quality of the product, the customer service, and the ease of use. That moment you walk in the office and people are wearing the same gear, you feel a sense of connectedness and belonging right away. And then our shirts from Custom Ink help bring us together.
We make it easy to wow all your groups with high-quality custom apparel, accessories, and promo products, all backed by our guarantee at customink.com.
Put it on the rest. Put it on the rest. Put it on the rest.
Never read a line of poetry, I'm not a poet, but I sit up in the back of my in buttons cause I'm fresh. Never read a book on how to rip it, I just know it, I don't need your explanation cause I'm better than the rest. Better than the rest. Better than the rest. Let me take you for a ride. I can make you feel alive.
Will need a new battery this year. Don't wait until yours dies to do something. Test your battery regularly, and if you need a replacement, Napa has you covered with a full range of long-lasting, high-performing batteries designed to keep you moving.
Honey, do you want me to schedule Calvin's COVID-19 and flu shots?
Way ahead of you.
It's impossible.
It's magic.
Schedule free flu and COVID-19 vaccines for the whole family online today. Walgreens.
It's time for the Audi Electric Moment. Experience a fully electric Audi vehicle at your local Tri-State Audi dealer today. And this was yesterday. What a reception for Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah, the great video presentation for Anthony Rizzo. A great response by the Cubs fans. It's a nice homecoming for Anthony over these 3 days.
So you got the 48 Yankee Rizzo and the 44 Cub Rizzo. Rizzo leads off here in the 9th inning. Yankees lead 2-0. Sean Armstrong comes on. And a strike. Anthony reached on an error by the center fielder Crow Armstrong in the second, got to second, then grounded to second and popped to second. One and two. Two and two. Home side down for now. Looks like it will be Cortez coming out to pitch the bottom of the ninth. And the righty deals. It's full at 3-2.
You can see Anthony Rizzo choking up on the bat, trying to put the ball in play here with 2 strikes, as Anthony Volpe waiting on deck. Been some good swings from Anthony Rizzo since he's been activated off the IL. I'm sure still trying to get his timing back.
High pop-up. Swanson. 1 out. Well, fans, after the final out, get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews. We'll hear from Aaron Boone on the Manager's Report. All coming up on the WB Mason Yankees postgame. Bob and Todd Frazier in the studio. Pitch outside the Volpe. Fouled away. Line to left field. It is a base hit in front of Happ. A 1-out single for Volpe. He is 1 for 4.
Well, Anthony Volpe gets a fastball running in on his hands and just gets beat a little bit, but strong enough to line it into left field. And in a 2-0 game, you're thinking with Volpe with his speed, do you try to steal a run here? Get yourself into scoring position for Verdugo, possibly Torres. Bethancourt behind the plate throws really well.
And a strike to Verdugo. Verdugo's 0 for 2 with a walk. One and one. And the count 2-1. And the count 2-2. Well, Weaver's up after closing yesterday's game.
Well, the way Nestor Cortez is rolling, you'd expect him to go out and start the inning, but Aaron Boone having Weaver to get ready just in case you need a little backup.
Well, the interesting thing, John, is that they said they would be creative, so having Nestor do it is creative.
I think you're reading the room if you're Aaron Boone. Watching Nestor Cortez, no problems. And pitch count obviously not a factor. since he didn't start the game.
And Verdugo down on strikes, 2 away.
Armstrong a little cut on the fastball. Verdugo working just underneath it.
There's Gleyber Torres. Volpe didn't have a big lead on that throw over. It's 2, 3, and 4 in the Cubs order coming up at the bottom of the 9th. Yankees lead 2-0. Oh and 1 on Gleyber. Gleyber 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Yankees scored a run in the first, and they scored a run in the 6th. Oh and 2. Runner goes. But Torres with 2 strikes has to protect, and he fouls it away.
And the situation right here, why not send Anthony Volpe? 0-2, 2 down, and a 2-0 game. Try to get yourself in the scoring position.
Upstairs, 1 and 2. The Yankees have been great on the road this year, 44 and 29, and that's the best in baseball. Volpe was standing on the bag, and Armstrong threw to first.
Almost like he knew that Armstrong was going to be throwing over. See, Volpe goes back to the bag before Armstrong throws over, so something's going on.
There goes Volpe. Chop to Swanson. And against Torres. And that'll do it. Who's going to try to get the final 3 out? Stick around and find out. We go to the bottom of the 9th.
Dear Triathlon, let's splash through rushing rivers, take on iconic trails, and race straight to the top. What's the point of winning if you can't kick back and enjoy the view? Yours, Toyota SUVs.
Lease a new RAV4, the best-selling small SUV in America with all-wheel drive for just $319 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
This is a classic got up too fast from tying your shoes back injury. Not to be confused with the you threw your back out sneezing back injury. Lucky for you, an Amazon One medical provider can help. And if it comes down to needing meds, Amazon Pharmacy will deliver them to your door. Of course, you have to get to the door.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform here and here. Make a statement while barely making a sound. And command the road, as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
We go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and we take a look at the Chevy play of the game.
Well, back in the top of the 6th, going to be a double steal. Aaron Judge on the beginning end of it, a wild throw, and Judge is going to be able to score the 2nd run for the New York Yankees. Your Chevy play of the game.
Well, there's the line score. Run in the 1st, run in the 6th. It's held up so far. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Nestor still out there. Bush leads off. Oh, pinch hitting is Paredes, and he hits a high fly ball down the left field line. That goes into the seats foul. So Paredes pinch hitting for Bush.
These two have squared off plenty against each other. Paredes with his time in Tampa Bay. Weaver, I'm sure he's ready to go if needed.
Paredes has struggled since coming over to the Cubs in the deadline deal from Tampa Bay. He was an all-star this year with the Rays, but he has not done here what he'd done there. One. Get a lot of that here. A lot of swing and missing.
Nestor really on top of his game coming out of the bullpen, and this has been one of his best weapons. That changeup to the righties, getting the swings and misses. 2-0 game. Really need to challenge strike zone here, ahead in the count 1-2.
Off the backside of Nestor, picks the ball up and tosses to first. One away. A fortuitous strike. The Dolphins shoes on.
The NFL season underway.
He's the Hialeah kid. So one down in the bottom of the ninth inning. Here's Suzuki. Up the middle, backhanded by Glaber, tosses to first. And the Cubs are down to their final out. Nice play by Torres.
Yeah, Glaber Torres a lot more comfortable going to his right. Comes up with the play, the easy throw across the diamond, and 2 quick outs as Nestor Cortes getting some soft contact here in the ninth.
So Bellinger will try to keep the Cubs alive. He's 1 for 3 today. And that one's ripped foul. Not sure if that knocked the helmet off.
It did. Bellinger looks like he's concerned.
The 0-1. And the pitch. And the Cubs down to their final strike. So if he gets this out, Schmidt went 4 2/3. Nestor went 4 1/3. And will get the win. Grounded to Torres. And he gets the win. And the Yankees get the win. And the Yankees win a series.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep and find I'm king little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that never sleeps and find I'm a number one, top of the list, king of the hill, a number one. These little town blues are melting away. I'm gonna make a brand new start of it in old New York. And if I can make it there, I'm gonna make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York, New Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep and find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. These little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York. In a city that never sleeps and find I'm a number one, top of the list, king of the hill, a number one. These little town blues a brand new start of it in old New York. vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it, New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep and find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. These little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York if I can. Make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that never sleeps and find I'm a number one, top of the list, king of the hill, a number one. These little town blues are melting away. I'm gonna make a brand new start of it in old New York. And if I can make it there, I'm gonna make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York, New York. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it, New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep and find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. These little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York if I can make it there. I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York. never sleeps, and find I'm a number one, top of It's up to you, New York, New Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep and find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. These little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York. Never sleeps and find I'm a number one, top of the list, king of the hill, a number one. These little town blues, oh, it's up to you, New York, New York, New York.
Thank you for watching this live stream on Yankees Highlights. Subscribe to this channel and never miss out on these videos and streams. Have a great night, everyone.